We're back with Rampage Pro Wrestling, getting ready for the NWA RPW Heavyweight Title Match. The first time we've seen the new champion defend his title. And while this may be an unlikely challenger, this man has come a long way in a short period of time. We're talking about the adorable one, Anthony Andrews, part of the BFF, and there with his partner, a man who certainly just saw action.
Yes, and having trouble getting to the ringside area is Marvelous Michael Stevens, but showing a measure of support. Seems they have reclaimed the pro team.
I think his feathers have been ruffled. And he will be challenging today perhaps the most important match in the career thus far of adorable Anthony Andrews to get a shot at the coveted NWA RPW Heavyweight title and the new champion, Kyle Matthews. We know Kyle Matthews will defend that title against any and all challengers. And again, I go back to the fact that you can't let all these psychedelic colors and crazy actions of these guys fool you. If Kyle Matthews underestimates his opponent, it could be his downfall.
Very much so. You can't take anybody anything but seriously at Rampage Pro Wrestling as the fans come to their feet for the Rampage Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Kyle Matthews.
And what a warm reception he received, not only from the fans, but from his cohorts in the dressing room, just emptied out. They all came out, put them on their shoulders, and recognizing a gallant effort in gaining that title. What a hard-fought victory. And the same thing we saw with Drew Adler recently when he captured the NWA RPW TV gold. So it looks like the champions for RPW are starting to shine, with the exception of the Cash Vault, and hopefully the suspects will change that on this program.
What a tremendous opportunity for things to totally turn around at Rampage Pro Wrestling. What a difference a day makes, almost literally here. We've said before, at any time and anybody, those titles could change hands. It's the matter of a 3 count or a submission, and it is that simple. Sporting a feathered boa, Kyle Matthews.
Kyle mocking the man, and I'm sure he's just sending a message out to him. I'm not real impressed with your ring entrance. But of course, I know that when it comes down to business, Kyle Matthews is ready and prepared to defend this title. And of course, he has to also watch out of the corner of his eyes Marvelous Michael Stevens. And now it is Anthony Andrews locking up. And
grabs the arm, goes behind, hammerlock, takes him back. Quickly to the ropes goes the adorable one, sporting a lovely ensemble of Jesse Ventura ripoff gear.
Yes. And right now, Kyle Matthews trying to scoop his man out, not quite sure what to think of him. That's where the psychological warfare comes in. Lock up, collar and elbow, side headlock by Matthews. And it shoots him off. The adorable one goes to hip toss in reverse.
Block.
And a block.
That blocks that, goes through, flips through that, only to come down. Monk flip right there, takes over the adorable one, who goes back into the corner, tries to get some distance, taken over by the head, controlled by Kyle Matthews on the mat, side headlock.
Hip lock takedown, and there's more than one way to skin a cat. Kyle Matthews just proved that. Maintains the side headlock now on a much larger, adorable one. This man has certainly gained some size in the last few months and in the last year he's been here, as well as experience in the ring.
When you say size, do you mean muscle?
Well, I think protein.
Yeah, that's right.
Something like
that's
that.
what's developed that? It's a constant intake of protein?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And good shoulder tackle there by the adorable one off the ropes.
Up and over. Kyle Matthews over there comes through and going for a ride is Andrews. Oh,
Kyle's got the
turns
headband
around
on now.
Looks good in that.
Hip lock takedown.
Almost like a ninja.
Well, we got several ninjas running around here. We can have a Kyle Matthews ninja now. And now
think we'll ever have a Dr. Gayton ninja?
I don't know. I don't know if Doc needs to be a ninja. He certainly has lethal hands, though. We know that. His hands should be insured if they're not.
Very much so.
And, many times Doc Gayton has said he would love to get back in the ring, especially with Charlie Cash and Robert Adonis.
Very much so. Up and over right there goes Matthews. Leapfrog there by the adorable one. Uh-oh. Not so good right there as he tried to do what Matthews did to him. Only, I don't know what to call this.
Well, it looks like a bicycle move. Step over now into some type of a reverse Boston Crab.
And now into a surfboard.
And a swinging surfboard.
And
He's got him in a swing.
And I also don't know what to call that.
He's got him elevated and swinging.
And he brings him over to the corner and bumps his head on the corner buckle, much to the delight of the audience and much to the chagrin of Marvelous Michael Stevens.
Don't know if Marv has ever seen his partner in that position or not. Certainly they trained together, worked out a lot together.
That's right. Looks like Marv may have brought a Verve to ringside.
The official energy drink for Rampage Pro Wrestling, and he probably needs a Verve after that last match he had.
You know, it was a few weeks ago that we were privileged to have an appearance by Lex Luger and also by Nikita Koloff. Yep, talking about Verve, and I think that Marv and the Adorable One thought that they were supposed to be the stars that night. So I think they may think they're the actual spokesmodels for the Verve drink.
You think maybe he thinks he's the total package if he thinks of Verve?
He is a total something.
Good go behind now and rolls him up from nowhere. Kyle Matthews going for that pin. Kyle now goes under baseball
right
slide.
there, only to get slapped right there. Oh, that's not going to make Kyle happy, and you don't want to make Kyle angry.
And Kyle now coming outside the ring has to watch not only the Adorable Woman, but also Marv, as you see right there.
Marv pulls him out directly face first down on the hard floor outside the ring. You did. And now Marv doing victory laps.
Don't know what that is either. Marv just stays in a world all of his own.
And he can stay there.
And now
there was an old show, My World and Welcome to It, and in his case, he's welcome to it.
He could be his own reality TV show, that's for sure. So he's not into reality much.
Go behind right there, grabs a rear chin lock on Matthews, leveraging it back and ripping the headband off.
I think he just realized he had it on. He was so focused on trying to get a hold of the man. And now has him in a vulnerable position here. Could be a submission hold. Stomping now and dropping down the weight on the lower back section of Kyle Matthews.
We have to remember we occasionally make fun and how it's hard not to of Marvelous Michael Stevens and the Adorable One, but the reality is these two are very dangerous individuals that you have to take very seriously, even if they can be uniquely entertaining.
Well, there's a reason behind the madness, and you know that part of it is to distract your opponent, and it certainly works at times. As Kyle was having a little more fun than he was wrestling, now he's going to try to have to wrestle, I'm sure. He realizes he's in the ring with a wrestler.
It's just me, but is the hairstyle that the Adorable One's now wearing a little Chick Donovan-esque?
He does look a little bit like the Golden Boy, that's for sure. Is it true that blondes have more fun?
I don't know.
Right now has that knee planted firmly in the back, and it could be a chokehold. Referee has to stay on top of this as he's got that air supply blocked, and that will weaken Kyle Matthews if he does not escape the clutches. And again, the height advantage going to the Adorable One.
Now Kyle Matthews trying to fight back to a vertical base, turns into his man, lands repeated double blows to the midsection. 3 in a row, comes off only to be caught as he does. Taken over with a suplex there. Hard landing by Matthews, quickly going for the cover. There's one, barely two, if that.
Andrews went for that desperation move. The pin did not get the job done. Matthews not going to be an easy champion to beat. He fought very hard and long to get that title.
Now puts his over.
I wonder what Kyle thinks about the fact that Jimmy Rave showed up at ringside last week.
I don't know how many people really were aware of that unless they happened to watch the television broadcast on Fox 24 and had an opportunity to see it. I don't know that all the fans saw it, although certainly the fans near him saw it.
He didn't look very happy when he left, I'll say that.
And I understand from it that our cameraman was able to get a shot of him in the audience, so we have definite proof he was here, but exactly why and what's up and what it all means, no one knows.
He even bought a ringside ticket. Covers him now.
Well, any smart person would.
Absolutely. Closer to action, the better.
Now Andrews hooks Matthews, puts him up, preparing for another suplex, gets him up, takes him over, then hard, floats through again, hooks the leg. There's one, there's two. Andrews getting serious now in his offense.
Remind the fans, March 25th is the date to put in your calendar. Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Could be tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this show. So if it is, join us live, 3 p.m. on Sunday, March 25th for Rampage Pro Wrestling.
Matthews tries to cut him off, thrown out, but he gets him with that kick coming back in, and now Matthews going up top as Andrews turns toward him, only to be caught with a missile drop kick off the top, goes down hard. Marvelous Michael Stevens trying to get his man up on his feet. Cheering for him to do it as Stevens turns around into the corner only to come off. Tries to go for a clothesline, is hooked by the leg. Kick out right there. Kick forces him from the ring. Look at the impact of that kick by Kyle Matthews.
Hard kick delivered solidly by Kyle Matthews, and it's Anthony Andrews on the floor being aided here by his partner.
Wait a minute, Matthews now focused on the two on the outside, and both of them go down like bowling pins.
Kyle Matthews, a house of fire here. He is your reigning NWA RPW heavyweight champion, and this title is on the line against the adorable Anthony Andrews.
Can you imagine adorable Anthony Andrews, Rampage Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion? Wow.
And now it's adorable Kyle Matthews. He has the headband.
He got the headband is back, and he hooks him. Rotates tornado DDT, takes him down hard. I don't know, this could be it right here. There's one, there's two. No! Andrews still has something left in the tank, but you have to wonder how much at this point in the match, because I'm convinced the greater cardiovascular conditioning is going to go to Kyle Matthews, as is the endurance, as is the heart in this particular match. Matthews comes in, but look at that maneuver. Able to float over as Matthews goes underneath. Tossed down there by Andrews, who comes off with a vicious kick to the face.
And the speed advantage is for Kyle, but right now the power advantage going to Anthony Andrews. Anthony again going for a close call there. Kyle needs to beware of these close calls, because it wouldn't take but a 3 count to change the tide and to make a new champion.
Crowd is chanting for Kyle Matthews. They want to see their champion win this match as Matthews cuts him off. Vicious chop right there to Andrews. Matthews comes off the ropes. Blocked and forearm to the face by Andrews.
Bolo punch there. Caught him with that forearm.
Only a count of 2, but that could have been 3.
Imagine Anthony Andrews as the champion. I can't even imagine.
I had mentioned that earlier, but no, I can't.
Can't even imagine. Wait a minute. Throwing the protein now into the ring.
If he uses that, he's going to be disqualified, but...
Oh! Well, I think Matthews drop kicked it right into his face. Rolls him up inside. Quarter 1, 2, 3. And protein goes everywhere, and your winner, wearing the adorable headband, the NWA RPW heavyweight champion, Kyle Matthews.
RPW heavyweight champion, Kyle Matthews.
Great matchup here as they went to use that protein. It backfired.
What a match and what a mess.
What a mess to clean up indeed. And they may have to refill the protein jar.
I'm sure they have the capacity to do that.
More action coming up. The big main event for the NWA RPW Tag Team Championships coming up. The Cash Vault defend the titles against the usual suspects. Don't go away.